Hello friends, my name is Michelle Fondin and I'm the author of The Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, an easy guide to a healthy lifestyle. And welcome to Ayurveda Answers. Today we're going to talk about spring and the Kapha Dosha. If you are a Kapha type or you're experiencing a Kapha imbalance and it's spring, and as you can see there is pollen falling from everywhere. I decided to do the video outside today because as you can see behind me, the leaves are blooming and it may look a little bit more like summer, but I assure you it is spring. I can tell this. I probably have yellow pollen in my hair because I've been doing this videotaping for about 20 minutes now, and there has been pollen falling from the sky for the last 20 minutes. Everything is yellow. It's beautiful and it's pretty magical. So you might, coming out of winter, if you're a Kapha type, everything can feel heavy because unlike the beautiful sunny day that there is here today in Northern Virginia, spring can be pretty temperamental. So sometimes it's really beautiful and bright and sunny and the sky is blue and the birds are singing and the trees are blooming. And then the next minute, it could be pouring rain. So as you transition from winter into spring, typically it's going to bring some not only temperamental weather, but it's also going to bring a lot of heaviness. So you've got the heaviness of the earth. The earth is awakening once again. The snow and the colder weather, the colder earth is transitioning into a lot of rain, a lot of precipitation. And so with this, a lot of precipitation and this emerging awakening of the earth, you get this heaviness, and that heaviness is Kapha. So remember that Kapha is comprised of water and earth. So you're really going to feel that heaviness in your bones. So while winter may have made you hibernate, if you're a Kapha type, in spring you may feel even more like hibernating, which is kind of crazy because spring is this time of awakening. So you should be waking up versus wanting to go back to sleep in the hibernation of winter. And another thing you may have noticed as a Kapha type is you may have gained a few pounds over winter. So it can make you feel even more heavier and more dense as you enter into this spring season. So the first thing I want to counsel you to do is to really get moving, get outside, do something, get off the couch. I know as a Kapha type, you like to snuggle in a little chair, reading a book, sipping a hot cup of tea, and just not moving in general. Well, to counteract the effects of your accumulated Kapha, what you need to do is get up and move. Now you can get up and move and take a brisk walk. You can take a slow walk, and until you're ready, take a brisk walk, but take a couple pound weights with you. That's a really good way to get that Kapha energy moving out of your body. You want to get it away from your body. You don't want to keep it in your body. Accumulated Kapha just means too much Kapha. You already have enough. You don't need more. You don't need more of what you already have. So you want to get that Kapha energy out. And so, join a Zumba class, go to it. Join a bar fitness class, go to it. Go play basketball, go to it. Whatever it is that can get you moving, do it on a daily basis. Now, here's a trick. If you have a Vata or a Pitta friend, so the Vata is always on the move, right? And then the Pitta is very goal-oriented. So you know your Pitta friends because they have already joined 3 half marathons this year. So you know your Pitta friends, you know your Vata friends, commission one of them. Take them with you on your walk and they will motivate you to get up and moving. And it's so important that you do. Second thing that you can do as a Kapha type is meditate. And meditation is great. Meditation is very healing. And as a Kapha, you can do a walking meditation. Walking meditation is something that's very healing. Again, it will get you out and moving. Put on your headphones. Take your electronic device. Download prior to that a guided meditation and listen to it while you're walking. Infuse yourself in nature. If you don't want to use your headphones and your phone to listen to a guided meditation, Then do a walking meditation and listen to the sound of the birds as you hear in the background. As soon as I said that, the birds actually stopped chirping. And all you can hear is an airplane going by. But listen to the sounds of nature, observe nature. Kapha types respond really well to the sense of smell and the sense of taste. So as you do your walking meditation, notice the smells. Smell the trees, the flowers, the blooming plants, the way the grass smells after a spring rain. Just enjoy all of that as you walk through your walking meditation. The next thing you can do as a Kapha type is do an Ayurvedic massage with garshana gloves. Garshana gloves are raw silk gloves, and I don't have any here to show you, but I assure you if you look up raw silk gloves online, you'll be able to look them up. And they kind of look like mittens. They're pretty like big and bulky looking, but they're really good for exfoliating. They're good for stimulating the body. They're good for removing cellulite. And you can do this garshana massage in the same way that you would do an Abhyanga oil massage. Now, in a previous video, if you click to subscribe and you look at my previous videos, you'll see an Abhyanga oil massage, and you'll see how you actually can do the massage. But instead of using oil, you would use these garshana gloves and pretend that it's the oil. And you would do the Ayurvedic massage in the exact same way, a little bit more vigorous, but using the garshana gloves. And this is going to stimulate you, remove some of that excess kapha, and just get you feeling better and more energetic altogether. So that's a great way to remove some excess kapha. The next thing is to eat a kapha pacifying diet. You're going to focus on eating light. Now, as a kapha, you may already know this, but you only need to eat about 2 meals per day. You would eat your first meal mid-morning, probably after 10 a.m., since the early morning time, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., is kapha time. So since it's kapha time, you're hypometabolic, your metabolism is slower, and your metabolism is slow anyway. You would want to eat your first meal of the day around 10 a.m. And then the second meal of the day, you could eat it around 5 p.m. So if you're really interested in wanting to lose weight, and you know for certain you're a kapha type, now this only works for kaphas, for pittas and vatas, this does not work. Even if you have a kapha imbalance versus a vata or pitta imbalance. If your primary dosha is kapha, this works for you. If your primary dosha is vata or pitta, eating twice a day just does not work for vatas and pittas. Okay, you guys got that? So if you're truly a kapha, don't snack. If you're trying to remove this excess kapha, eat twice a day, eat lighter things. You're going to use dry methods of cooking. Dry methods of cooking would be grilling. It could be roasting, but not in oil, not in heavy oils, and you don't want to use a lot of that stuff. You're going to be focusing mostly on a vegetarian diet, chicken and fish, using the bitter, pungent, and astringent tastes and lowering the sweet, sour, and salty tastes. If you look at my book, The Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, we talk a lot more about the types of foods in each of those 6 taste categories. And also in my companion book, the Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda companion workbook, I go into much greater detail on the dosha-specific diet. So that's a great way. So the next thing that is often plaguing kaphas at this particular time with the falling pollen are seasonal allergies and asthma and things like that that are going to leave you mucousy and kind of plug everything up here, like sinus infections and things like that. So again, a kapha pacifying diet is really going to help this. Another thing that's going to help is by doing a nasal wash, neti pot and nasya. So a neti pot would be it's a pot that you would put the water with the saline water, the salty water, into your nose each morning. You do this every single morning. And then nasya is lubricating the nostrils with a sesame oil. You can also use Brahmi ghee. Brahmi is an Ayurvedic herb. You can infuse that into the nostrils with ghee. And again, it's going to lubricate those nostrils. It's going to help you to not have as much bacteria and viral stuff up there in the nose. And it's going to help clear you out. So it's a great way. Neti pot, or nasal wash, and nasya. That's going to be really, really good to help alleviate. Another thing, if you're prone to asthma or bronchial problems, you can drink licorice tea. Licorice tea is a great way. You take some licorice root, infuse it into some hot water, and you can sip that, and that really helps to get rid of acute symptoms too. There is another principle in Ayurveda, which it isn't so much in the Western world, and I hate vomiting, so I know like that's part of my Western training is to not like to vomit. I will avoid vomiting at all costs. However, this is a tried and true method in Ayurveda, and it actually works. Doing a vamana is basically taking, for a kapha here, taking 4 to 5 cups of this licorice tea and drinking it pretty fast. So you're gonna take 4 to 5 cups of this licorice tea, drinking it pretty fast, and then making yourself throw up. Now, making yourself throw up is going to alleviate excess kapha. And it works, and you can do it. And if you have the stomach to do it, then actually do it, and it really, really helps. Again, it helps especially with those acute symptoms. If you have a lot of bronchial passage issues, if you have asthma issues, if you have the sinus issues, it really helps. You can also drink a kapha tea, and that's really a ready-made formula for kapha types. Usually has things like ginger and cloves in it, and again, licorice. So looking at a kapha formula. Now, the last but not least, kapha types do really, really well with fasting. So you can do a juice fast once weekly. Use some berry juices. Berry juices are excellent. Apple juice is another great one. So you want to use the more clear juices or berry juices, not eating anything for the entire day. You want to do that once a week only. And again, this is during the purification period. So during the changing of the seasons, during the springtime period when kapha is at its height. And again, those are really great things that you can do to lower your kapha. Thank you so much, my friends. Thanks for listening. Support me on Patreon, buy a book, and leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for listening. Namaste.